The fuckery of relationships. A study done from the American Urological Association.
Oh my God, 20% drop.
Send him back to his mum's fucking house. You don't need a man's like that.
Why do you think commitment is a chore?
Women are 11% higher rate than men.
What?
I'm fucking baffled.
Hey guys, I'm Heidi.
And I'm Biba, and we are Aesthetically Sisters.
Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. No matter where you're listening to this, please ensure to click that follow button or subscribe button and leave us a like so we can continue to bring you videos every single week.
And keep commenting so we know what you want to hear, what you like, and what you just want to hear more of.
That's right. We also have an email so you can send it directly to us, whether it is a cheating story, whether it is a juicy topic you want us to discuss, send it through.
Literally anything.
Literally anything.
You want it to be about aesthetics, you have questions, we have answers. We have solutions.
A lot of things to talk about, a lot of opinions.
Amen. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. I feel like I wait now every single day till Tuesday so I can sit and talk.
Best day of the week, if anyone asks me.
Anytime Biba's trying to talk to me now outside of the podcast, I'm like, don't talk to me.
We don't
I don't want to hear it. We can discuss this.
Her number's pretty much blocked at this point.
Sad story. She took me off her do not disturb list, so I can't even call her now.
Guys,
when I
she
want
disturbs. She is calling at ungodly hours, discussing things that need to be discussed on the potty.
But if it's an emergency, I have no contact with you.
If I'm asleep, I can't help with the emergency. What do you always say? Call the hotline.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we sort of know what we want to talk about today.
But before, how am I doing as a boyfriend since your man's has been gone? They need a catch up.
Okay.
For those that aren't aware, Heidi's man's been gone for 4 weeks and I've had to take his place.
Yeah.
I think I've been serving boyfriend duties.
I'm
I'm almost a pro at being a relationship.
She's giving like the it boyfriend of the century.
Really?
I honestly messaged him and said, you have some big boots to fill, sir. Biba's taking me on dates, taking me out to eat, massages, flowers, shopping, the lot. Like everything that you possibly want from a boyfriend, she's giving to me and more. And I'm here for it. I love nothing more than the princess treatment.
Yeah.
And not only is she like my sugar sister, my sugar mama, she's now my sugar boyfriend. So I'm like, my insulin is currently very high from all the sugar.
I just told her, mans, prepare yourself because when you come back, she's going to want to be with me.
Yeah.
For
Biba
real.
created a monster.
Call me Miss Still Your Girl.
I am dead.
I know. Which I think takes me to why I want to talk about today's topic.
What is today's topic?
I fall in the statistics.
Oh no, she's a statistic.
The fuckery of relationships.
Oh,
the
my
most
God.
discussed topic in the clinic, between our friends, between anyone and everyone. Why are relationships so fucking hard and getting harder?
I was literally about to say, and getting harder.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has an issue in a relationship or has had an issue in their relationship.
Oh, look, I feel like it's normal.
It's normal. But I feel like the issues are getting out of hand. Like issues that were normal was like, you know, we're arguing, we're not seeing eye to eye. But now it's like there is so much more opportunity for like destruction in relationships.
There's a lot of destruction.
And the prevalence is too high.
Absolutely.
It's scaring people.
I'm one of them.
Biba's scared.
I'm not scared. I just hate commitment.
Why do you hate commitment?
Well, I haven't been in love yet. And I feel
you've never been in love?
I liked someone a lot once.
Would you say that you loved him?
That's a big word.
Love is like, it's not that, no.
It is.
You liked him a lot.
I always say there's a major difference between loving someone
and being in love.
Yeah. I did love him, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I was in love with him because it was me who kept sabotaging everything as usual.
Okay. Did you love him to the point where you would like think about him and cry?
Oh, fuck no. Cry about what?
Are you serious?
No.
Am I the only one? Like I literally sit down sometimes.
Guys,
and like I can do it now.
No, no tears. We need to have one episode without
we're 3 minutes in and the tears are
not even 2 minutes.
I literally sit and like I'll think about my boyfriend and like bawl my eyes. I'm like, I just love this man so you've never cried over a man?
Fuck no. I've made men cry. And I will
I can vouch for that.
actually. Oh my God, I sound like a monster. No, I've never cried over him. If anything, I did cry about one thing is because I knew I broke
his heart.
His heart.
Him. I broke him.
No, like, because he really didn't deserve it. But it was just wrong timing. A girl's busy. A girl's always busy. Ambitions.
Yeah.
I'm building an empire. Do you think I've got time?
Bibba Empire PTY LTD.
It's actually a thing.
It's a real thing.
Look it up.
Bibba went on the Australian Business Registry and bought every single name that contains her name in it. It's actually like my life goals.
Yeah, I did.
She did. There's about 20 Bibba businesses registered.
And there's more than Bibba. There's a lot of, any business name that I really like.
She bought.
I bought.
We love that. We love that energy.
That's it. Boss bitch only. But back to him, no. Just because it was not the right time. Every time I've seen him, it's always been the wrong time. But that's the thing. Heidi just said it. I'm always busy. And I sabotage relationships because I believe they're very fucking hard.
Relationships are hard.
Okay. Heidi's been in one for about 18 and a half years. And I don't know how she does it. They're very sweet.
Months.
They're very beautiful. I love their love.
But it takes a lot of work. Like people, nothing irritates me more than when someone says, "Oh my God, you've been with him for 6 years. You're so lucky." And I'm like, I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. I don't believe in luck. I believe in like blessings.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like it takes work. And I feel like this is going to be deeply spoken about the work relationships take.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. When the going gets tough, people are just throwing in the towel. Like down to marriages. Like the divorce rate right now is sickening.
It's really high.
It's like the highest it's ever been in the history of mankind. I am one of those statistics. I fucking tapped out. But that's because I feel it's not just a one-ended thing. And I'm sure you could agree with me from conversations you've had with your clients, your friends. It's both parties.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
It's very rarely one-sided. Very, very rarely. Because there have been times where like the guy has no interest and the girl is like genuinely like, or vice versa. One party like super keen, didn't think anything was wrong, and the other party just lost complete interest. That's sad.
Yeah.
But
it's even that's the saddest part in the marriages though.
Yeah. Like how do you not know? But how did you not know that he was so unhappy and is leaving you?
Because people are fucking phenomenal actors. Men deserve Oscar awards for their fucking acting.
I am dead.
Yeah, they fucking do. They're like literally pulling on like some Hollywood shit in their relationships. And so are females. I'm not just saying men in this situation.
For once, we're not bagging out the men.
I am, but also including women.
You are now part of it.
Yes, but it's just the acting. And I've seen it firsthand when they act one way and they're just living a whole different life another way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this recently, it was Valentine's Day, and we had a male client come into the clinic and he was buying a gift voucher for his wife and then also bought a gift voucher for his mistress. And it was really like, I had to be professional. I was checking him out and I was like checking him out on the system, not physically. And I'm like, no problem. The same message, like, I love you. Okay, no problem. So I'm sitting there filling out these gift vouchers, and in my head, I'm like, this is so twisted and so wrong. I don't even want to provide you with the gift vouchers.
But we listen and we don't judge.
Like, we're not allowed to judge. And I'm like, who am I to judge? But I just thought, like, it is crazy.
It is.
Why are you in a marriage leading on this woman if you have a mistress that you're buying the exact same gift for?
Because she's at home with the kids. Raising his children.
Sad. I think that is so wrong.
Cooking for him and washing his fucking clothes. Send him back to his mum's fucking house. You don't need a man's like that. And that is to go to show part of my research.
Okay. She's done research.
I have, because this is like, I'm always trying to understand why it's so difficult and what's going on in the world. In the last 20 years, the testosterone levels in men has dropped by 1% per year. Are you trying to tell me at this point in my life I could have higher testosterone levels than a fucking man?
Oh.
And you want me to be able to take a man and commit to him when I'm sitting there being the breadwinner? I'm the emotional support. I'm what? What else? What do you want me to do? Honey, I'm home. What are we having for dinner? What'd you cook today, darling? Like, I don't fucking know. How am I supposed to take a man seriously when his testosterone?
I'm actually gonna cry.
Yeah. Well, I'm 36, so you're much younger than me. So since I was like what 20.
You've had higher testosterone.
I've had higher my
but
my
this is
testosterone.
like a real health issue. This is like this needs addressing.
This is actually a study done from the American Urological Association.
Oh my God, 20% drop.
Yeah, every year has dropped by 1%.
That is
so
fucked up.
Men that are my age, hey girl, we got the same.
Hey sister. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a huge drop. And obviously this is now affecting men because no wonder they want to basically live like women are meant to live.
Be
at home. Well,
They're
they are.
precious. You're sassy girl. No, they are. And you see it now in relationships where men want to be cared for differently.
Yeah.
They want nurturing. They want what they would give 20, 30 years ago, what men were giving like 50 years ago. Take me back to the
Vikings.
Vikings, Peaky Blinders. I'm happy to go back to them. That kind of style of man. Always dressed like a man.
I love
walk
that.
like a man. Dealt like a man.
Yeah.
I'm not into the whole violence thing, but you know, well, hey, if
I'll
that's
take
what, if
it.
that's what's
If
going
that's
to bring that testosterone back,
I'm dead.
I
That
don't
is
know,
so funny.
girl.
I just think going back to like men wanting love and nurturing, that is fine. Like men need loving too. I get it.
I get it.
But when we compare it to like back maybe when our grandparents were like, you know, younger and our age or our age, we're the same age.
We are twins.
I feel like men had a very specific role in society.
Absolutely.
Men worked, they got married, they had kids. Their wives generally were stay-at-home wives.
Yeah.
And they didn't complain. They knew no better. There wasn't social media around like showing men and like their women not working and making money off freaking crypto and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where now there is so much out there that men are looking at social media like women look at social media, and it's becoming their norm and they want that. So I feel like I can't blame them, but at the same time I can, because don't fall for bullshit. Women, in the other hand, we for so many years have learned, and it's taken me so many years to learn that social media is so fake, where I feel like men now, but really,
I know,
my whole life I've looked at influencers and this person and like, oh my God,
and
their life
we used to
looks
fight.
perfect.
I used to get so mad at her.
She
so
did. Because I look
mad.
like, oh my God, look at how perfect their life is. But then I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I only post the highlights of my life on socials.
That's right.
And that's what everyone else is doing.
Honey, you get me a hot angle of me. It's
going up there.
It's going on the story.
Otherwise, you're not seeing a photo for 8 years.
That's me.
And then now men, like this whole new craze of social media, men are like obviously a lot more into it.
Yeah.
And they're seeing this. So they're experiencing it so much later than what we did as women. And they're still so stuck.
Very valid point, but I also believe there is such a rise in their needs. Like, they're becoming feminine. They're honestly, like, they get upset at anything. I had a man tell me, you fucking made me sad because you did not.
No, he didn't.
I promise to God. And that ended very quickly. And I'm like, why?
That's a blockable offense.
My birthday passed and you didn't even, like, gift me.
I know. The cake.
What?
Is this the cake one? I'm saying this story.
All right, go.
People were speaking to this guy who...
Fuck me.
It's always like, people were at band camp. No. People were speaking to this guy who lived...
Not the band camp.
Bibbo was speaking to a guy who lived overseas. I won't say where he was in the world because then he'd know that's who we're talking about. Anyways,
he'll know himself.
His birthday passed, and after Bibbo sent him a message, as people do. Where he lives, there isn't that much or that many options for like sending like cakes and balloons like we have in Sydney and Australia and whatnot.
No, he's gonna sound like he lives in fucking the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. It was just not the right time.
It wasn't the right time. Yeah, there was a bit of a war going on. Anyways, so his birthday passes. Bibba sent him a message. They spoke on the phone, whatever. He starts giving Bibba, like, he was dry as fuck. Like,
that day.
being super dry, not answering her phone calls. Like, and I was like, what the hell? Like, they were speaking
same
fine.
day, yeah. It was just one call.
It was one call.
And I never called back.
Anyways, and then she's like, what's wrong? Like, you're being weird, which is a normal thing to say. Like, you go from speaking to someone for 24/7 to, like, not much at all. This man had the audacity of saying, it was my birthday and you didn't get me a cake. And she's like, what? And he's like, you didn't get me a cake. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, you're on the other side of the world. He literally said word for word, I thought you'd go buy a cake from the shop, call me on FaceTime and sing happy birthday with me to celebrate my birthday.
He's like, and it was your sister's birthday just recently.
Yes.
And you went over and beyond.
Yes.
Took her on vacation.
I'm so sorry. I'm making men jealous because my sister, clearly the best boyfriend ever. Best boyfriend ever. But I could not believe that this man wanted her to buy a freaking birthday cake and blow up virtually. Sorry? Like, what?
They, once again, precious little sassy bitch with no fucking testosterone.
I can't.
This is what, sad. What do you mean I made you sad? Sad? Is that even an emotion? It's like, I just don't understand.
My ribs hurt.
And I could not, for the life of me, get past that. So that was the end of it.
I literally would not be able to get past it either.
Like, and I thought to myself,
like, I can't see a grown ass man, 40 years old, telling me I'm sad.
And holding his phone on video call, waiting for me to blow out a candle.
Yeah, that is way too much.
Miss me with that bullshit.
Like, you know, like,
I've already got ovaries. There's not enough space.
I don't need any more
in my life.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by the testosterone levels dropping.
Yeah, that's like a clear indication of low testosterone.
100%.
We need to get men on like hormone medication. I don't even know if that will help at this point though.
No, we're too
You need
far
to
gone.
be out there working hard, doing something labor intensive, getting your hands dirty. Like, I want to see calluses, cuts on the body. Like, be rough. We need rough men.
That's hot.
It is hot. And if your hands are more manicured than mine, we have an issue.
If
you're spending more time on social media than me, we have issues.
And if you're making videos, dancing, TikToking,
Bibba, you're just throwing shade at every man.
But this is what we're
that you
talking
speak
about.
to. No, it's fact.
Yeah.
TikTok men, if I can't.
Yuck. Sorry,
Honestly,
guys.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so happy for you guys for the success you've brought to yourself.
All right, now going back to commitment.
Yes.
Do you find commitment is like a chore to you? Because I often hear Bibba say, I can't commit in a relationship because there is like so much out there. What if there's someone else who I'm meant to be with? I think that's a slightly
bitch putting me on blast.
slightly like wrong way to think.
I agree,
But why do you think commitment is a chore?
It's like a burden.
Okay. A burden. Commitment is a burden.
It's a task that requires a lot.
It is.
I feel like it's a task.
Yeah.
Once again, I just have I need to be mentally stimulated first and foremost.
Yeah.
And when I'm having all these icks and red flags fucking waved in my face, it's a bit hard to be like, I'm going to give this a shot and commit and complete this task. At this point, I feel, despite the commitment and how much of a chore and a task and a burden and it feels, not just from my end, I think there's so much options.
100%.
Yeah. With the online dating world, the social media, like you discussed, the accessibility to other people in this day and age has become way out of hand.
It's ridiculous.
You don't even need to leave your house. I'm in pajamas on my lounge
on a virtual date
with a face mask on and my pot of tea, and I'm sitting there talking sexy.
Yeah.
And I there's nothing sexy about my bed socks. I tell you that much.
But he's into it
because he's not seeing it. So you could reach out and meet people without leaving the comfort of
and
your
I
home.
feel like it requires such little effort.
100%.
And it's so accessible and so easy.
Totally.
Where people just like fall into this like trap of like, why the hell should I like, why do I like need to put effort in? Why didn't I take her out on a date? And this brings on so many other issues in
100%.
relationships because of how easy it is to just talk to someone.
It's so easy. And the world is evolving, I think, sexually.
Yes.
There's the modern day of severely casual sex. Multiple sexual partners. Don't look at me like that.
I was like, oh. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yes. A lot of casual sex. Look, on the topic of sex.
I'm gonna cry. I'm hot.
I'm hot too.
Oh, Lord.
Nervous. No, on the topic of like casual sex, I like grew up in quite a conservative community where I feel like a lot of people I know personally wait until they're married to have sex.
We grew up in the same environment.
In the same environment.
So,
but like a lot of my friends are the same way as well. We have very similar morals and values. Now, one thing, this is probably completely off topic, as a practitioner, when I'm treating clients and our clients are all from very different walks of life.
Yeah.
And they're telling me stories about like this sex story and this sex story. And I'm just like, it makes me so aware of how much I live under a rock. It's actually not funny. Yeah, I just feel like sometimes, like, where the hell am I living? How do I not know that these things happen? And I genuinely thought that people only sleep with married men in movies. And like only recently I came to the exception and realization that this is real life.
Yeah.
And like when did it become okay sleeping with married men?
You don't ask me like I've got the fucking
no,
answers.
I know you don't, but like what do you mean?
I agree with that. And it's funny because once again, I went down a rabbit hole to figure it out. Because despite speaking with the amount of people we talk
and hundreds
to
of people
on a like daily basis and hearing stories and the rise of it's fine to sleep with married men.
If he wants it, then why not? Like what do you mean?
But it goes both ways.
100%.
Married women are also
sleeping.
Statistics.
So just before we start with the statistics, as members with a nursing background, studies and clinical papers and statistics mean a lot to us.
Honey,
so we don't only want trials. We're not only bringing you this podcast with like a personal experience and stories, but facts.
Backed up by science.
Science, evidence, peer-reviewed trials. So these are the facts. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Tell us.
That women are 11% higher cheating rate than men. I am fucking baffled.
I would never believe it.
I swear. And
I stand with the women. There must be a reason why he's making you cheat.
Oh, trust me. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
11%.
If 11% of women are cheating on their husbands or their partners.
That is actually wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe
the percentage of men is less. I'm not going to say it so you guys don't get a big head.
I would have never thought in a million years that I always just, when you think of cheating, I don't know, I straight away just think men.
Well, think about this. Men are cheating, all right? Who are they cheating with? Mostly females.
Yes. And it's usually
mostly females.
It's not surprisingly always single females they're cheating with. It's other married women who are in the same boat, unhappy.
Look, they cheat with anything and everything.
Yeah, that's true. I was trying to back up our defense.
No. Look, we're not judging anyone here. We're just speaking facts.
Yes.
We're literally, I'm speaking statistics. No one come at me. I just went down a rabbit hole of research. Google Scholar.
We love you, Google Scholar.
And I think with the rise of all of, everyone's after a dopamine hit. Like a hit. And that could come in any form. Most
TikTok.
people,
pornography.
Well, exactly. Or people have just become, especially in Australia, for example, we live to work.
Yeah.
We don't work to live.
And even when you want to live, we have very limited.
The most boring nightlife.
I haven't been out to the city. We're having a break from this because I need to rant. I have not been out into Sydney City for a hot minute because I used to go so much and I'm like, I genuinely just found it boring. How many times can I go out to a nice restaurant, eat my food, have a couple of drinks, and then you have to wait 2 hours to get into the local bloody club? It's ridiculous.
Disgusting.
Or even
we
a
don't
bar.
do lines.
And I hate yes. And Bibber and I have been social butterflies the last couple of weeks and went into
boyfriend duty.
Boyfriend duties, great boyfriend. And I just can't believe how boring it is. And I literally said this to Bibber on the way to the city the other day. I was like, we honestly work 6 days a week to go out on Saturday night for dinner.
It's so
and back
bad.
home by midnight.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to have like a rowdy night, where do you do that in Sydney?
I don't know. We went to a popping bar, the newest hot thing.
I'm
because
not
it's not getting a shout out on my podcast because it was trash.
It was so boring. If you see the social media on this bloody bar, music, people dancing, vibes, lights, and I'm like, oh my God, booked a table for
Drinks
10 p.m.
flowing, everything.
I got there. Everyone was sitting down. I'm like, okay. The DJ, poor thing, was DJing for himself. And there was like 5 tables. And I'm like, it's 10 p.m. on a Saturday night. Like, where do you go? I think we need to get into the nightlife industry.
Honey, one thing at a time. This girl wants to work me off my feet.
Well, you're not doing I think we can pick up another hobby.
Yeah, we can. We'll look
We'll
into
do
it. Now, back to our topic of discussion. Sorry.
I had to just rant.
Yeah. Enough.
Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
The rant needs to come to an end.
I had to get that off my chest.
Because between the ADHD we both have.
Clearly have ADHD.
Yeah, guys, we hope you can keep up.
If you can't, I'm sorry.
Just rewind. Back to why relationships are so fucked up.
Yeah.
I also think we're living in a time where nobody is fighting hard enough.
I love that you just said that.
I truly believe it. When it can go either two ways. They're not fighting hard enough for their relationship. They break up, it all goes to shit. Or they are just sort of sweeping it under the rug, being forgiving, and staying in a very unhappy, toxic relationship
because it's
that
easy.
has zero trust between the two because they believe it's easier than starting over, finding someone new and going through the whole trust process.
I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah.
And I think people need to stop being so scared to start over because
100%.
I feel like in society there are so many like things people expect you to do by a certain age, and society has made it like the norm that you need to be married and have kids by like 30 or when you're 30 you're old. I personally used to think that, but seeing Bibba turn 30 was like so inspiring to me because like it didn't make me scared. No, but I'm being serious because I wasn't.
That's really sweet.
It's just fuck style.
That
White
was
papers.
White papers.
But like, because I always thought like when I was younger in my late teens, I was like, I want to be engaged at 22, married at 23, have my first child by 25, because that's what everyone my age thought was like what you needed to do. And like when you're 30, your life is ending. But when
I feel responsible for
yes, she does, because she was that statistic.
I've done everything in that exact age order.
And I was like, so when I got older,
It's not the right
and
way,
I was like,
guys.
oh my God, like and even like going back to like this whole age thing, you're young and you just don't even know what the hell is ahead of
That's
you
right.
and what the hell is going to slap you in the face. Like I couldn't wait to finish school, and now I'm like,
School
was the easiest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like I can't. But yeah, in relationships, it's like the same thing. Women feel like when you're 30 and single, it's such a voodoo thing and it's wrong and it's so frowned upon. Fuck what anyone thinks and what anyone says. If your happiness should be your priority.
100%.
You can't sit and be miserable because it's too hard to start over. It's even harder to be in a miserable relationship and hate the rest of your valuable life.
That's right. And I always say this is going to be the rest of your life for the rest of your life.
100%.
So
choose your hard. Is it gonna like literally choose your hard?
Is it worth it wasting your life away because you think it's harder to start again? First and foremost, fuck what society thinks. You don't need to be in a fucking relationship every fucking moment of your life. People are so scared to be alone because they think alone you're weaker or something. Nothing is making you weaker, honey, than that man cheating on you.
100%.
Vice versa.
also going back to social media, this is actually there was a clinical study. I don't know the exact details of it, but was saying that because of the rise of social media use, we live in the loneliest generation.
Oh, absolutely.
And because of how much dopamine we consume, it is the leading cause of like depression and anxiety. And I think that's what the problem is. People might be in a tough relationship or they might leave the relationship or have a break. They're by themselves. They're sitting at home. They're scrolling on their phone. They're seeing people's highlights of their life. And then they're like, oh my God, I'm so depressed. I'm this, I'm that. And it's easier for them to just like go back and just stick to that.
Yeah. And I would say in the last year, the amount of people that have told me have gotten off social media for their mental health.
Yeah.
It baffles the fuck out of me. How did we become living in a time where nonsense, we all know it's bullshit. How are we falling for bullshit so fucking often and regularly and easily that it's affecting your mental health, your lifestyle, and just your overall health?
I was literally listening to this podcast with Dr. Daniel Amen, that guy who scans people's brains. He scans over like 250,000 brains.
And he was talking, interesting podcast.
Honestly amazing. And he was talking about how much dopamine affects your brain, but how society, you literally can't live without it.
Yeah.
And how scrolling is teaching people to develop ADHD because your attention span is like so low big. And how it's affecting relationships because we live in such a digital time. Yeah. Previously, like maybe when our parents were younger and our grandparents, the way you would go and visit someone would be going to their house and physically talking to them, seeing them and whatnot. Where now that is a phone call.
Sharing memes.
Literally sharing memes. Yeah. Or you call someone, hi, how are you? Good, perfect, amazing.
I don't even, to be honest.
People doesn't even do that.
I don't even do that. Like, I've got friends that we speak on DM.
Yeah.
Literally DMs.
Send me a meme. Are you good? Perfect. Amazing.
We laugh about something and that's it.
But that is so bad. That is the reason why
this is the society we live in.
100%.
And everyone's got contributing factors in their life that keeps you so tied up. But also, we're living in a time where if we're sharing each other memes, it's like we're checking in. It's really bad. It's so not bad. Fucking healthy. Like, I feel like I'm a robot. It's not healthy at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I am one of the statistics.
But even with myself, like, I know how bad it is for me to sit and swipe. Yeah. And on Sunday, I was at home, like, having a very chill day, and I swiped, and I didn't realize I was swiping for like 30 minutes on TikTok. I put my phone down and I genuinely felt shit. Sick. Yeah. And then like after like 20 minutes, I was like subconsciously grabbed my phone and opened TikTok. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like my body just needs this quick fix of like dopamine.
That's so interesting you said that. I've got a couple of people that have said to me how their marriages are falling apart because of TikTok.
Yeah.
Like TikTok. Itself. TikTok
is killing marriages.
It's a cancer.
It is a cancer.
It's a fucking relationship cancer.
It's so bad.
Where somebody was telling me she is trying to talk to her husband and he is not listening.
It's so bad.
And she was asking what he wants for dinner. And he's like, yeah, whatever you want. And she's scrolling.
I would have.
And no. She goes, do you want to eat fucking shit? He's like, yeah, it's fine. He did not even pick up that she offered him. And I would just like,
freaking kill him. I'd literally throw my shoe at him.
She's like, every day, that is how we communicate. Where there is no communication.
It's so bad. And like the fact that people literally sit and have conversations with phones in their hands.
Yeah.
I think it's actually rude. And if you're holding like I personally, if I'm having a conversation with someone and they're holding their phone, I'm not important to you. No. Like you can't, because our phone holds such high value to us. Obviously, our whole life is throughout. Yeah. So if I'm trying to have a serious conversation and you're scrolling, I'm either not finishing the conversation or I'm passing you out. Yeah. Like, I'm throwing something at you. I can't. It's so rude.
Yeah, not even just that. I feel like the whole world is consumed by their phones.
100%.
And the phone is every time, according to statistics, 90% of the failed relationships is secondary to infidelity.
Yeah. And that all happens through social media.
But not only social media, through your phone, messages. I know people that communicate through LinkedIn so their partners do not find out.
What?
Yes.
LinkedIn
even, okay? But down to anything, people are glued to their phone. Yeah. Yesterday I was at my son's karate lesson and there's a waiting spot up the top And I look up and all these parents like zombies on their phones.
It's so
And
bad.
it was only myself and another mother that was standing there watching our children. I was like, yes.
Best mom of the year.
I was recording my son.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, literally. And I thought, and because obviously I'm down this rabbit hole of how phones are controlling life, not just relationships.
100%, like even for children.
I'm picking it up, yeah.
Imagine looking up like you just did a really great kick and your mum's sitting on her phone.
I know.
I'd feel like, why are you even here, bitch?
Those knuckle push-ups, he killed them. He killed it.
That's my nephew, baby.
He killed it. But yeah, it's a wild time we live in.
It really is. And it makes me so sad that we live in these times.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how we could ever sort of move forward and get out of it, because no one or a lot of people just don't seem to be bothered by it.
I do think everyone is bothered by it to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
No. Hold on. What are we talking about? The addiction to the phones or the relationships? Phones.
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
the relationships, I guess, if you're going through something, of course it's going to bother you. Of course you're going to feel upset and hurt, and it's deliberating.
Yeah.
But the social media aspect, I don't think people realize how much that affects relationships.
You know, now whenever I meet a guy and he says to me that he doesn't have social media, automatic liar.
Really?
Automatic liar.
Do you think it's a red flag though if he doesn't have social media?
I don't think it's a red flag. I just don't believe a single human on earth
doesn't have socials. That's a valid point.
No.
I always say, like, I can't, if it wasn't for work and for the business, I wouldn't have social media. But I just feel like that's a lie. I just keep telling myself.
The use of social media is increasing by 14% every single year.
Yeah.
That is 400 million people a year joining social media. Do not tell me you don't have social media, because you're a fucking lying little pussy.
Oh, and I have higher testosterone than you.
These sassy queens. Would you believe any single human in this day and age is not using something on their phone?
No, I can't believe it.
Because there's no one still using a Nokia unless you're running some illegal drug, okay? And
oh my God.
Every single person has a screen phone.
Yeah, that's true though. It would be very hard, and I think given the day and time we live in, it'd be so hard to communicate with anyone if you don't have socials.
If Donald Trump himself has a social media,
does he have TikTok?
Yes, of course he does.
I want to connect with him.
Him and Elon Musk are best friend, buddy pals.
On TikTok?
No, sorry, not TikTok. I thought you said
on
Twitter.
X.
Why did I just say that?
That's
X.
fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have Twitter, but Twitter's wild.
Twitter is another
I had a client showing me stuff on Twitter, and I was like, is this legal?
No.
It was like full, like, pornography. Full violence. Like, I was shocked.
It's actually quite shocking. The world's falling apart. I will never have another kid again. No one come forward if you want children with me.
In case you were coming forward.
In case anyone's chasing me. I will never have another kid. This world is going
it's scary.
up in flames.
I always think, like, when I had, like, I'm 24.
You see, she's getting better.
Yeah.
Good girl.
I just said the number. I'm 24 now. And
Heidi
I
has
think,
an issue with addressing her actual age.
But this is going back to social media. I feel like I'm old because of social media. Like, I feel like...
Why would 24 be old?
I don't know. I just feel like I look at all these young kids that are like 19. I'm like, how am I 24? Like, I'm like 5 years older than you.
How do you think you make me feel?
I know, but
I'm 36.
I'm always in like these 2 months. Like 30 isn't old, we can agree. But 24, I'm like, like I feel like I'm gonna be 30 next week, and I'm not married. I don't have kids. So I'm like, what am I doing?
What are you doing? You're so well. I guess you're so behind the times. When I was your age, I'd been married. I'd had my kid. I got divorced. Moved back to my mum's. I finished uni. Had a great government job.
Really high. All right, going back to dating, do you find it difficult to date over 30 with a child? Do you think that could also be a reason why you have commitment issues?
No, because I didn't become single at 30.
Yeah.
I got divorced.
You've been single a really long time.
10 and a half
that just
years.
hit me.
Yeah, 10 and a half years.
Oh
my son
God.
was 5 weeks old when I came back home. with my baby.
That is wild.
Plus one. I don't think that 30 years old with a child makes a difference.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got less pressure. If I was 30 without children, I feel like I'd be like serial dating because I need to find someone and settle and like have a baby before my body clock. But where the child part with dating is, when do you tell someone you've got a kid, that you're a single mum? But then they want to ask why. It's none of your fucking business. I'm
That's
here,
facts.
bro. Just be grateful you're having
Don't
dinner
ask me
with me. You know, and the biggest thing is finding the time to date.
Yeah.
Because if you're dating someone who doesn't have a kid, they don't have the commitment of